power of the rising of the wailing women. Dear wailing women, arise to your feet and take a stand to cry out loud until your husbands, families, and friends turn to you and ask, why are you wailing and crying so loudly? Has someone died, or did you receive an unpleasant doctor's report? Are your children well? Did your husband leave you? Have you found your long-lost family? Huh? Oh. You ought to say to them, our Father is looking for his family, and he has instructed me to be a vessel of tears. My tears must leave a trail for others to follow. My tears are my weapons of warfare against the adversary of the souls of Yahuwah's people. The salt in my tears speak of the covenant of salt between my Creator and me. The water in my eyes will help to bring his people back. He calls me a wailing woman, set aside and separated for his war. In my eyes are reflections of his light. His truth is my guiding light. Mercy is holding up my arms to strengthen me. The earth drinks my tears as fuel against the prisoners of Yahuwah's people, and she dries up their food supply. The rumbling of earthquakes are heard. Volcanoes erupt with red-hot speed, crying aloud, release the people of Yah. Tears of fire leave a trail on the face of Mother Earth. I am his set-aside mouthpiece. His cry has been placed inside of me. Oh, oh, oh. I am searching for his scattered sheep of the house of Israel. I have been commanded to cry, pray and mourn, weep and cry, pray and wail and mourn with weeping urgency for his people. Rizpah is an example of a heart of deep mourning over her 2 dead sons and 5 more children ordered by the Gibeonites to be hanged for the sins of Saul. The Gibeonites said, let 7 men of Saul's descendants be delivered to us, and we will hang them before Yahuwah in Gibeah of Saul, whom Yahuwah chose. So the king took Ammoni and Mephibosheth, the 2 sons of Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, whom she bore to Saul, and the 5 sons of Michal, the daughter of Saul, whom she brought up for Adriel, the son of Barzillai, the Melhalatite. And he delivered them into the hands of the Gibeonites, and they hanged them on the hill before Yahuwah. So they fell, all 7 together, and were put to death in the days of harvest, and the first days in the beginning of barley harvest. Now Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, took sackcloth and spread it for herself on the rock, from the beginning of harvest until the late rains poured on them from heaven. And she did not allow the birds of the air to rest on them by day, nor the beasts of the field by night. Rizpah was not afraid to keep watch over her children. She mourned and cried as she watched them hanging on the trees, swinging and hanging on the tree. Oh, oh. Rizpah's tears fell upon the sackcloth bed. The covered rock felt her pain, and drank the tears of grief, and sent back strength to hold her lonely body. My sons, she cried out loud, I carried you in my womb. You drink warm milk from my breast. I remember your smiles, your first steps, and outstretched hands, your hugs and questions. I never thought that I would see this day. Your body's hanging on trees, strange hanging fruit, ripening decay and odor, withering with the pallor of death. Though your body stink, I am still a mother. The God of Israel hears my mother cry, and has sent King David, our king, to bury my sons. So mothers, keep crying for his children. I know that the God of Israel is listening. Because a woman mourned and cried for her sons, word was given to David that Rizpah, the daughter of the concubine of Paul, had kept watch over the dead. So David brought up the bones of Saul and the bones of Jonathan his son from there. And they gathered the bones of those who had been hanged. Is a story set down in history for us to read, with the understanding that when Rizpah arose from the place of keeping watch and mourning, she was free. She had been through her storm. Rizpah walked and mourned alone. She is a mother who walked on through the fire without husband or children. She is a mother in Israel. Are you in the middle of spiritual dead bodies that do not care about Yah's people? You keep crying out and he will send help from heaven for you to help search for his people. The voice of the blood of Abel cried out to Yahuwah from the ground. The blood of our ancestors is crying out with us for the return of Yah's scattered sheep. Oh, women, keep offering up prayers and supplications. Lament with loud voices, fearing the God of Israel, until his people awaken crying, Jerusalem! The cries of the rising of the wailing women will be heard throughout the land and throughout the world. Oh, rise, wailing women, rise, rise up and cry loud and spare not him. Oh, help the God of Israel to bring back his scattered sheep from the four corners of the world. Rise, I say, wailing women, rise.